last but not least, I now give the floor to the representative of the European Union.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have the honor to speak on behalf of the European Union and its member states. The following countries align themselves with my statement. The candidate countries North Macedonia, Serbia and Albania, the country of the stabilization and association process and potential candidate Bosnia and Herzegovina, as well as the Republic of Moldova. I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank those who initiated this meeting and all the briefers for their contribution. The European Union is concerned about the rapid deterioration of the humanitarian situation in Cameroon. Cameroon faces 3 major humanitarian crises, which affect 8 out of the 10 regions of the country. These crises have caused a widespread disruption of the economic activities and a massive displacement of population. Latest figures show that there are some 1.2 million forcibly displaced in the country. Eastern Cameroon suffers first from a protracted refugee crisis since 2013, hosting a large population of refugees from the Central African Republic in need not only of humanitarian assistance but also of long-term development aid, considering the protracted nature of their situation. Secondly, another area of Cameroon, the far north region, is affected by the Lake Chad crisis. As a result of violence in northeast Nigeria, Cameroon has received an important influx of refugees from Nigeria, and many Cameroonians have been forced to flee their places of origin and are internally displaced. All these displaced population are also in need of humanitarian aid. Finally, the humanitarian crisis in the northwest and southwest regions, which is rapidly deteriorating, is very worrisome. Tensions in these English-speaking regions have caused intense forced displacement in the last months. The situation is one of high instability and insecurity across both regions. Therefore, the European Union and its member states would like to launch the following appeal. We call on all actors concerned to use every effort to reduce the tensions and engage in a meaningful and inclusive dialogue with a view to finding a lasting political solution to the crisis, as well as to ensure the protection of civilians. In terms of humanitarian interventions, the environment is increasingly complex. The humanitarian space is very limited, with attacks against humanitarian workers, and it is extremely difficult for aid organizations to have access to the populations in need. Therefore, we would like to raise the attention of the international community for the need to provide a stronger regional and international response to the crisis in the northwest and southwest regions. In addition to supporting efforts towards a peaceful solution to the crisis, improving access to the affected areas by humanitarian organizations is of paramount importance. We call on all parties to allow and facilitate safe, timely and unhindered humanitarian access to those in need of humanitarian assistance. Reinforcing humanitarian coordination with proper staff and resources is also essential to calibrate the response to acute needs in a very difficult humanitarian context. The third key element is the mobilization of funds in order to be able to provide an appropriate assistance to the thousands of people in need. The respect of international humanitarian law and the implementation of humanitarian operations in line with humanitarian principles is equally indispensable given the complexity of the context. We'd also like to stress that ensuring humanitarian assistance to the affected population requires special attention to the needs of the most vulnerable groups, particularly persons with disabilities, who are often the furthest left behind, especially in situations of forced displacement and restricted humanitarian assistance. The European Union provides humanitarian assistance to populations affected by the emergency in the northwest and southwest of Cameroon since 2018, and will continue to do so. The total amount allocated to humanitarian assistance for Cameroon last year was close to 20 million euros. In conclusion, Madam Chair, let me repeat the EU appreciation for this opportunity to discuss the humanitarian situation in Cameroon. Cameroon is an important partner for all of us in a troubled region. The country faces increasing challenges. The EU stands ready to work with the government and step up efforts to find lasting solutions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Undersecretary General Lowcock, as we conclude today, we have received a few questions, particularly from Belgium and Indonesia, and I wondered if you could take those.